Yo guys, what is going on? Nickname is just Yellow, and today this Norwegian hardcore PC gamer is gonna talk about Smurfers and how I handle Smurfers. I've already talked about this subject before, and a lot of people enjoy those videos. This video right here might have a sliver of unpopular opinion onto it, but this is coming from a guy that has already met Smurfers and actually put up a fight instead of just whining around. So we're gonna talk about this topic extensively, and it will, in the end of the day, aid you in terms of your mental game and how you think and how you act in the game, okay? So when you're playing CSGO and you are maybe at one of the lower ranks, in which I used to be long ago, far away, months and months and months ago, maybe a year is safe to say. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, back then I was a lot more shitty at the game, and at one game, in which I've talked about before, I believe, I met a guy on Overpass. He was only DMG when we saw his rank, but he was a Smurfer, okay? Believe it or not, but this guy was apparently a global elite, and I was the only guy that was able to stack up 16 kills after the entire game, top fragging on my team that lost. I think it was like 16-5 or 16-7 or something. So that should speak volumes of my team. I mean, they legitimately... I was probably the only guy getting over 10 kills. But what you can take from that is that I was not really pissed or annoyed. I was like not truly annoyed or pissed with a player, you know, just being a lot fucking better at the game than me, okay? Because, like, in the end of the day, they're only better, okay? I might be a better person than him, my salary might be better, and my job might be better, even though, again, that's not true. Probably not true at this moment, but I'll get into that in the future. And, you know, a lot of random bullshit like that. Like, when you truly think about it, it's only another human being that has just played the game more than you, okay? And they've learned more details about the game than you. And maybe his computer is a little bit better. Maybe he has set up his computer and his game a little bit better. Which, by the way, I do got videos about that if people want to improve your game even further. Like smaller things like that, okay? Like that is everything that makes him better than you, and you're supposed to take that negative? In my head, that doesn't make any sense, because the true actual output of what is going down is just that if you then have a nice ace to use in your hand, and maybe like he can't respond to that correctly, and you just remember that instead, you can now suddenly kill this enemy, or maybe break the enemy's defense in CSGO, and you can just crush him every fucking time if you just think, instead of just getting pissed and getting annoyed and being like, oh no, the game is down the drain because one of the enemies are just a lot better than us, oh no. So as you can see right here, there's like the technicality into what is breaking a team that meets a Smurfer is actually just what you decide to do when you meet him, instead of what actually goes down when you meet him, okay? It's not that you are worse, it's that you stop thinking because you're getting thrown off, mentally speaking, by the guy because he's better than you. It's almost as if you want to toss everything down the drain because you don't want to play now because everything is over. Even though, again, it's more like a reality check and a skill check in which you get to know your true skill, okay? Because, and by the way, I think that's actually a little bit better, because if you then rather take stuff as a challenge, like, in which I always do, instead of doing it in a fashion in which you just, you know, you start to whine and you stop actually trying to play the game and you stop focusing and all these kind of smaller things. Now suddenly you got yourself a nice benchmark in which will show off your proper skill, right? Because that's what you technically get if you just try instead of not trying. And also, keep this in mind, people, if you're playing against players that might or already have a good rank, and you are breaking even with them, or the more even you're breaking in against them in terms of score, like, let's say that you lose 16-14, and they had a Smurf, now that's actually a positive thing. And here's the reason why. CSGO's ranking system is based off the ELO system, in which will give players a score based upon how well they perform, against the assumption of how well they should perform. What this means is that you can theoretically lose 10 rounds in a row and rank up 3 times if you always meet global elites players and you're, for example, I don't fucking know, DMG, but your teamwork is just so much better and you stage your kills so much better. The global elite guys, they just can't break you because you guys actually have maybe a slightly better internet connection and you react really fast, okay? Get my point? Just playing shit smartly and just focusing on just playing instead of whining about enemies being better, mentally speaking, it will carry you so much further. Hell, it doesn't even matter if you just get killed instantaneously. It doesn't matter, okay? Because you still get like 15 to 30 other lives that you get to play around with. So, you know, what you can take from this is that people, they should just try and develop themselves more mentally speaking, and just get better and get more careless about what terrible happens in the game, and instead, instantly, like what I do, instantly what happens when it happens, okay? Like when I play CSGO, it's constantly a troubleshooting kind of experience, okay? What am I doing? What are the enemy doing? What would triumph what the enemy did? When could they do it? Why did they do it? What did I do? What went wrong, okay? What went incredibly right? What is massively lacking right here, or what is not lacking, you know? It's an infinite amount of factors in an FPS game, which is why I enjoy FPS games so much more. But one thing is for sure, and that is that Smurfers are never going to disappear from CSGO. So what we can take from it is that instead of just, you know, getting derailed, you should just play the game, because, you know, you never know when somebody got a good day, you never know when somebody got a bad day, you never know if anybody ever gets some random motivation to play on an account in which they are just superior to you at. So take it as a challenge, stop whining, and just play the game, have fun. Smurfers will never disappear anyways, just like with hackers, so nothing to do with that. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you decide to support the YouTube channel, that would mean a lot to me and everybody else watching. So anyways, nickname is Yellow, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play.